Portal is a game that I bought a little over 2 years ago as of the time of recording this video, in the form of the Orange Box, which is a bundle of Portal, Half-Life 2, and Team Fortress 2 for a little over $4. So I really only spent the equivalent of $2 on the game itself. But I never played it because I had so many other games in my back catalog that it's not even funny. Plus, I didn't really have any incentive to play it over my other games anyway. But when Portal, with RTX, was announced, I had my incentive. I've been interested in ray tracing since it was first announced, and I've wanted to have a ray tracing capable graphics card since. At the time, I had a GTX 1050, so I needed an upgrade anyway, so when the RTX 2060 came out, I bought it the first chance I got. A little less than a year later, I bought a totally new PC with an RTX 2080 Super and sold my previous one. I still have that computer to this day. Although I can't run a lot of ray tracing capable games with maximum settings, I can generally run them with high settings and some amount of ray tracing, while still getting close enough to 60 FPS. Portal with RTX is one of those games. I am literally running at minimum settings plus enhanced assets with DLSS at ultra performance at 1440p, which still looks significantly better than the original game, and I still dip to below 50 FPS in very intense situations. But since I have a variable refresh rate display, and those drops are few and far between, the only notable exceptions are in Test Chamber 18 and the final fight with GLaDOS, which, at least for the final fight, I do think goes too low, being in the high 30s. It doesn't bother me too much. But how's the game itself? It's good. It's short, but it's good. It didn't take me over 6 hours to beat it. But that was mainly because I was messing with the settings and admiring the graphics. And let me tell you, this game looks beautiful. The reflections on all of the glasses, how the glass has a different look for the lines on the bottom, the portal effects, the textures, the light bouncing, and that's at minimum settings with enhanced assets. Everything is phenomenal. If you have a ray tracing capable GPU, at least an Nvidia one, you are doing yourself a disservice by not playing this game. Especially if you already have the original, because it's a free upgrade. If you don't have it, then you might as well wait a couple of months when the game is less than $1 if it isn't already. The gameplay is innovative. Even though this is only the case because it's basically a mod of the first game, it still is great gameplay. The story is also interesting. Although I generally like deep, intricate stories with lots of cutscenes, this is different but just as good. Although if I had a choice, I would choose the former's way of storytelling. I don't think this type is objectively worse. I also like the secret rooms where you can scan QR codes to get different looks for the cubes. Things like that show how much love and effort went into the game, and I think that alone is admirable. Before I give my verdict though, there are some technical issues I would like to point out. First of all, I couldn't get the final cutscene after you escape to the outside world to load. It would just crash after it faded to black. But I couldn't find the issue anywhere else online, so it might just be my PC because it does have some issues. I was able to fix the problem by just using normal assets. I spent almost 3 weeks trying to fix that. But one thing I'm 90% sure isn't just my PC is the fact that I can't record using GeForce Experience anymore. I could easily record before the latest update, but even though I can now use my FPS overlay, I can't actually record footage anymore. It just shows the first frame frozen, like Metal Gear Rising does if you exit out of the game for a split second while recording. So it probably has something to do with the fact that to get ray tracing working, it basically had to have its own layer on top of the actual game. I also can't seem to get the secret codes to save after I reload the game. I have to retype the codes in every time after I restart it. But even though these minor gripes are annoying, I was able to fix the first one, plus I'm not entirely sure if it's the game or my PC's fault. And the second one probably won't apply to you since you most likely won't be recording. So is Portal with RTX worth the effort it took to implement ray tracing? Without a doubt. Overall, you should definitely get this game if you have a capable GPU. I rate Portal an 8 out of 10 and Portal with RTX an 8.5 out of 10 because of the issues I've been having. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day and see you next time.
Remember, the Aperture Science Bring Your Daughter to Work Day is the perfect time to have her tested.